Well, it is a little chilly today, but I hope we'll get through it. Pretend there's a hot fire behind me. You have your hot cup of coffee or your hot chocolate, or whatever your nice, comfy, cozy beverage is. All right, so it's the middle of the summer. We all can pretend, can't we? Welcome to the D. Louise book series. It's nice to meet you. I'm Christina, KRSTINA. This is where we read books and talk about books. No special effects going on here. This is just me reading books. And, well, it was here. Oh, my computer is being held together by a binder clip. So as long as it's held together, we're good to go. The whole bottom fell out. So I hope you will check out Star Trek recaps on Fridays, and if then episodes on Fridays. If you like this book, the author, maybe you like that author. We just started with the Bridgertons. If you like them, maybe you like Stephanie Lawrence Sinsters. If anybody's gonna have a movie or TV series made out of books, it should be the Sinsters. And Joanna Lindsay's Marley's, who we are talking about today. And let me just move my little bookmarker here. But this is Flashback Monday. This is where we talk about 30 or 40 or 50 or 60 or maybe even 280 books. I love this magazine. I wish it was still published today. It is not, but you can still find these books. These still exist. You can still get new author ideas from these books. New ideas, new books, new series, new everything. And I mean, you can spend hours upon hours upon hours upon hours going through Goodreads. And, you know, Goodreads can do billions of books. But this was a hard copy. This was before Goodreads took off. And you could come in, and they did tons. All right, we were heavily into historicals back in the time. Look at all these. No magazine today does this many reviews. Not even this many, regardless of the 280 that are in this magazine. No magazine today, Mystery Scene, Book Page, Bookmark, New York Review, none of them do this many. They just don't. So we are starting off with June 2010. If you have not watched my previous ones, I did 2007, 2008, 2009. I've got until 2016. Then they stopped publishing in the middle of 16, which really, 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 really sucks. Major big time. But I love this magazine. I can sit here and read it and reread it and reread it and reread it. I have spent hours going through this magazine preparing for this, and I will spend hours more going through it because it's giving me other ideas too. It's a really, really good. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What? What? What's up? And if you haven't seen some of my cat videos in the evenings, please check those out. We got some cute ones coming up. She's gonna fall. Okay, so June. We'll start off. I should have wrote those down. I didn't. Did they even talk about those? Wait a second. Let me look. I had that whole series. I don't know what happened to it. We'll get to talking. All right, let me go back here. So if I could read this entire magazine to you, I would. But I wanted to start with. Then why did I think? We're gonna talk about so many books. Oh, remember, you know how they have sci-fi conventions and stuff? They used to have book conventions. I miss the book convention. Oh, there's so much in here to talk about. We are going to be talking about Linda LAEL Miller later. we'll go into more depth when we get to the book. But there's even a family tree. I love genealogy. And I love that she put the family tree in there for the McKetricks. And then there's the Stone Creed side of it. And I should show it. I've shown it before in other vids. Yes, ma'am. Linda LAEL Miller wrote a 3-series vampire trilogy. Always and Tonight or Forever and Tonight, something like that. I've got them over there. Give them what they want. What 2 publishing innovations are doing for you. The world of publishing is undergoing huge changes from how you read on your iPad, Kindle, Nook, or Sony Reader to what you read, ebook, small press title, book, and even who you buy from. Over the next few minutes, RT will be taking an in-depth look at this brave new world, including an upcoming peek at the latest devices and profiles of industry innovators, including HarperCollins Chief Executive Jane Friedman and her new ebook and marketing firm, Open Road Integrated Media. Straight from the source. If you're a fan of Georgetta Heather, odds are good that you're already familiar with Sourcebooks. By the end of 2011, the independent publisher out of Naples, Illinois, will have published her entire backlist as part of what the company's editorial manager, DEBRA Works, calls their Classic Backlist program. There are some books, she says, that never should have gone out of print. Echoes, Accolades, and Aliases. Elizabeth Lowell talks with Laurie Foster. And we're doing one of her books in the review today. We're doing Echoes. She's traveled through several genres, sci-fi, historical, suspense, and her husband, Evan, as co-author, even a non-fiction title. But for now, Elizabeth Lowell is happy and successful ensconced in romantic suspense niche. The author, who has also written as Anne Maxwell and Annalise Sun, has penned more than 60 novels. An amazing 30 million copies of her books are in print, including reprints in 30 languages. She's won all manner of awards, including a Lifetime Achievement Award from RWA and RT Career Achievement Award for Historicals in 1994. What's up for you next, Elizabeth? And after such an accomplished career, do you still react to new books hitting the stands, or is it just another day for you? Death Echo, my new release will be on June 8th. Having a new book out is just as exciting now as it was years ago, maybe more. Nail biting. In Death Echo, you meet Emma Cross, a woman who lived an exciting life overseas until she decided that a double life was no life at all. Now she works for St. Kilda Consulting, chasing stolen yachts. Mackenzie Durham also left his first job, Special Ops, for Quiet Life. Both Mac and Emma learn that just because you're living stateside doesn't mean that life is calm and much less normal. So we'll check it out in the review. Okay. Now, we do historicals, we do mystery, we do a little bit of sci-fi. I'm going to try and hit them all today. I kind of went overboard on historicals, and my favorite, Joanna Lindsay, gets interviewed. And if you're a Mallory, if you're Bridgertons, you've got to read the Mallorys. And please go check out my If Then. It was my very first If Then, and I featured the Bridgertons, the Mallorys, the Sinsters, Mary Bailow's group. Please go check that out. When RT heard about Joanna Lindsay's new book, That Perfect Someone, coming out this month, it seemed like the perfect time to catch up with her. Since we've profiled Lindsay many times before, this time we sent her some quick questions. What's the best part of being a writer, the worst? Best is working my own hours, odd hours, but I'm stickler on keeping to my own schedule. Worst, starting with a blank page. Name one eye-opening thing you've learned from your book. Research. Delving into history yourself is much more interesting than what you learned in school. What's your favorite wardrobe item? A black velvet fur cuff jacket she bought in Hawaii. Did I read that right? She bought a cuffed jacket in Hawaii? Okay. Do you remember the first adult novel you read? No. If you had to eat one kind of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? A salad? Really? So, yeah, let me just show this one more time. Sometimes I don't show it good enough. And I don't have the equipment or the audio or anything else to, I'm sorry, I'm inadequate. Mythbusters. It's fact versus fiction for our favorite historical plots. Really don't care. I just like my historicals. Yes, ma'am. How's it going? What historical romance fan hasn't fantasized about being the toast of the ton, the lady of the castle, the apple of every cowboy's eye? Well, when it comes to the ton and the regency section, while it seems nice, only we could do it in today's terms with Tylenol and aspirin and ladies' feminine products and modern medical stuff. And only if I had a couple billion dollars would it even, who could deal with that electricity and running water and the restroom and all that kind of stuff. Go West! Women in the Wild West had quite a bit more freedom than other historical heroines, thanks in no small part to necessity. The single woman was an accepted fact in the West, says Ursula Smith and Linda Peavy, authors and scholars on the time period who might recognize as the chief historical consultants for the PBS miniseries Frontier House. The frontier woman, single or married, had to deal with quite a to-do list when she arrived in the Wild West. There were just so many different things that needed to be done. Schooling the kids, raising the kids, cooking, cleaning, chopping wood, all the baking, hauling supplies. It wasn't easy out there. It wasn't easy at all. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Come here. Come here. Where you go? You're taking me away. I got leg cramp. Lives of the Saints. Jocelyn Jackson tackles abuse and Catholicism in her latest Backseat Saints. Twice as Sweet. $2, 2 months, 2 names. Margaret Rose got a debut book out this month, Tempting Eden for Berkeley Heat, Maggie Robinson. Oh, she had a debut last month by Mistress by Mistake by Brava. Come here. Come here. You want to say hi? Heal the World. Lauren Belter. A Fierce Radiance. There you go. Sorry. Covered your face. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, we have to mention the hot guy. Mr. Romance. I don't know if any of you are old enough to remember Fabio, but here's a new one. Not Fabio, but someone else. Could be Steve Burton one day, huh? Could have done book covers. Talk about book covers. All right. Julia Quinn. Hey, those Bridgertons. Is that a Bridgerton? Nope, that's not a Bridgerton. It's a different one. There's only 9 Bridgertons. There's 30 plus Sinsters, though. Alright, let's get to it. I really hate that I used to write in this. I hate that I did that. I wish I hadn't, but I did. Alright, so. Yes, ma'am, sorry. The first book reviewed in the magazine, Perfect Someone, Johanna LINDSEY. Oh, and I lost my place. Yes, ma'am. Four and a half stars. Oh. I missed one. I missed one. Oh, no, I didn't. Yes, ma'am. Alright. The Perfect Someone. 4.5 stars. The Mallorys are the family everyone wishes they had. So returning to the world is like entertaining a bit of heaven. The way LINDSEY expertly writes a seductive battle of wills love story is magic, love, laughter, adventure, and passion collide as her childhood foes become lovers. Betrothed as a child to the domineering Earl of Manfred's son, Harris, Julia Miller has found a way to break the marriage contract. She attends Georgina's birthday ball, hoping to find that perfect someone. 9 years ago, Richard Allen fled England on an unwanted marriage for the Caribbean, where he joined a treasure-hunting pirate crew. When he and his friends return to England, he hopes to catch a glimpse of the woman he is hopelessly infatuated with, Georgina Mallory. To save himself from James Mallory's wrath, he kisses the first woman he meets, Julia. That kiss seals their fate. Julia pursues her perfect someone from London to the country until she discovers the shocking truth of his identity. They still fight like cats and dogs, but after rescuing him from a transport ship and concocting a shame to steal the contract, their masquerade turns into an unexpected passion, proving how thin the line is between love and hate. Mary BALOGH, A Secret Affair. 4.5 stars. Sorry. The Huxtables, the scandalous, delicious family, return as the black sheep finds a woman more notorious than he. BALOGH has taken a classic plot and infused it with maturity of character and content. It's a love story about grown-ups for grown-ups, those who appreciate the nuances of relationships, full of passion, trust, friendship, and love. Constantine Huxtable, the family's illegitimate cousin, is notorious for his devilish, hedonistic behavior. At 19, Hannah Reed, a commoner, married the elderly Duke of Dumbarton. Society believed the rumors of her numerous secret affairs, and nothing she can do will shock them. Or would it? When she's widowed at 30, she is free to take a lover, and she chooses Constantine. However, what each believes about the other is about to change as they discover surprising truth. Each has worked hard to hide and a passion for each other. Tessa Dare. One Dance with a Duke. Right there. Four and a half stars. Dare's first book in the Stud trilogy enhances her reputation for great stories, three-dimensional characters, passion, and poignancy. Her characters display great depth and have surprising serious sides. Along with the great passion, once again, Dare raises the bar for excellence in historical romance. Spencer Dumark, 4th Duke of Marland, always arrives at the ball at midnight, chooses one woman for a waltz, and leaves. Lady Amelia d'Arcy impetuously tries her luck and wins a dance, but she is concerned when he appears ill. Suddenly he carries her from the ballroom. Her concern for his health resonates with Spencer, and he falls deeply in love with her. Spencer proposes to Amelia, but he is a mystery to her and she wants answers. Spencer belongs to the Stud Club, a group of men who gamble on winning a thoroughbred. The man who holds 10 tokens claims the horse. Spencer has 4. One member of the club has already been murdered for his token. Amelia suggests they hold a party where Spencer might win tokens and unmask a killer. But complications arise when Amelia's wastrel brother Jack arrives with the missing token and then disappears with Spencer's ward. Mystery upon mystery unfolds until Amelia uncovers the truth and the realization that Spencer's love is all that matters. KATHRYN Smith, Marrying a Scoundrel. And I had this book. I can't find it for nothing. Right there. KATHRYN Smith. You know, it was mentioned a few magazines ago that an author, that the publisher says they have 3 seconds to catch your eye in a bookstore. So you walk by, and if they catch your eye and you pick it up and you read the flap, then they've got a little better chance of getting you. But they won't. That's why their covers have got to be so eye-catching and so revealing and stunning. That, I think that goes the same thing for a thumbnail on YouTube. As you're scrolling by, they have a second or two to catch your attention before you keep scrolling. My thumbnails, of course, are so far below the ground that you probably never even see it if you're actually looking at it. And I try. I'm getting better though. When Marrying a Scoundrel, 4.5 stars. KATHRYN Smith. Rekindle passion is the theme of Smith's delectable tale. Though it might sound as if you're in for a romp, it's quite the poignant story of young love lost and mature love found, thanks to Smith's ability to tap into layers of emotions inherent in the storyline. Why is fortune teller Sadie Moon suddenly seeing her long-lost husband Jack Farrington in the tea leaves? She's worked hard to build a life since his abandonment. Then wealthy investor Jack Friday walks in, and she's a young girl in love with a scoundrel all over again. Jack believes Sadie left him and he too built a new life, though they are determined to pretend they know nothing of the other. Jack is the landlord of the shop Sadie wishes to rent. Fate plays games with their hearts as they rediscover one another and the truth of what drove them apart. Hannah Howell. All right, let's go in. All right, let's do it first. I don't know why paranormal isn't hysterical, but it's in hysterical. He's Wild. Another Howell winner. The last book in the Warlock trilogy is a fast-paced adventure filled with intrigue and danger. The characters are well developed and wonderfully followable. We can only hope that Howell will return to this series later with wondrous stories. Lady Althea von Channing is a member of the vast Warlock clan, and as with the most of the family, she is a gift. Hers is visions. She has been having visions of a man since she was young, and now he is in extreme danger. She must find him and help him. She travels to London to enlist the aid of her uncle Lego. The man in danger is Hartley Greville, the rakish Marquis of Redgrave. But there is more to Hartley than meets the eye. When he overhears Lego and Althea talking, he brings them into his confidence and they him. While it's hard to believe that Althea saw everything in a vision, when she shows him her vision drawings, he begins to believe. Hartley is looking for a spy. Unable to deny their feelings, Athena and Hartley marry, which increases the danger. When Hartley disappears, Althea knows that he is in extreme danger. With the help of her family, she moves to save him. Alright, now. Oh, there it is. I was looking for this. Okay. Married by Morning, Lisa KLEYPAS. KLEYPAS excels at creating memorable characters. Oh, 4.5 stars. Creating memorable characters and placing them in emotional, intense, sexually charged stories that resonate with readers. Her romance always shine with brilliance and cleverness, but it is her deep understanding of what readers want that makes the entire Hathaway series stand out. It becomes a problem when Leo Hathaway learns he must marry and produce an heir within a year, or the family will lose their income. However, he's not interested in just any woman for a bride. Only his sister's paid companion, KATHRYN Marks, intrigues him. KATHRYN has been with the family for 2 years, and in that time she has done nothing but cross words with Leo. The sparks that fly between them speak more of hate than love, but there's a passion in their arguments and a simmering fire in their eyes. When one squabble leads to a kiss, they are stunned by their mutual desire and Leo's ensuring outrageous proposal. Interesting. Anna Campbell. My Reckless Surrender. Right there. Campbell, 4.5 stars. Campbell's slice of life portrayal of societies provides an intriguing glimpse at the inner workings of the Taunton's members. Her characters exhibit a depth of personality, moral fiber, and emotion, defining them as best of all people. Their thrilling story is complex and passionate, and readers will experience a delightful sense of satisfaction from watching Campbell's characters grow. Recent widow Diana Carrick agrees to seduce the well-known rake Tarquin Vale, Earl of Ashcroft, in the exchange for the country house she has managed for years. Tarquin has been dissatisfied with London life. While he initially turns Diana away, he can't get her out of his mind, and another encounter he decides to pursue her. To their surprise, a sensuous and deeply emotional relationship results. He turns out to be a man of honor and progressive social attitudes. Interesting. Candace Camp, A Gentleman Always Remembers. 4 stars. The second of Camp's Willowmere trilogy demonstrates her ability for drawing her readers into an intensely passionate and sexually charged romance. She pairs a confirmed bachelor with an innocent widow, adds touches of humor, blackmail, and mayhem, and the result is a well-crafted, delightful read. After the death of her husband, Eve Hawthorne eagerly accepts the position of chaperone to the Earl of Tewkesbury American cousins. Unbeknownst to Eve, the gentleman she has a slight flirtation with is the Earl's brother, Fitzhugh Talbot, who escorts her to Willowmere. She must show Fritz that she is a respectable widow. Eve settles in as a companion to her charges, but Fritz is a test to her emotions. Though innocent in the arts of seduction, Eve feels the physical attraction. It's not long before they discreetly start an affair. Soon, Fitz realizes he wants her as a wife. When an anonymous threatening letters arrive for Eve telling her to leave Willowmere, she and Fritz must take action to see who and what is behind those letters. Diane Whiteside, The Devil She Knows. Now, what's a Western doing in historical? To me, historicals are London. 4 stars. Fans of Whiteside's Devil series will enthrall as her strong hero meets a woman who can match him in everything, from riding a horse and shooting to romping in the bedroom. I used to have her books. I don't know what I did with them. She did some vampires. Portia Townsend has known Garth Lowell, her uncle's friend, since childhood and has wanted to marry him forever. But dreams don't always come true, and Portia has a way of getting herself into trouble. Under pressure from her father, she marries St. Arles, a British earl. After 5 horrible years of abuse, Portia allows St. Arles to divorce her, claiming she was unfaithful. Portia travels to Constantinople, where she once again St. Arles is forcing her to do something against her will. But this time Gareth comes to her aid. The only way to keep Portia safe is for Gareth to marry her. How can they be in Constantinople and the cover is Western? Explain that one to me. And I had these and I don't know where they are either. I got rid of too many books I never should have gotten rid of those books. I was putting my books away and then I decided, screw my books, I want my other books back. If you checked out a video early last month, I found a professional publisher to publish my books, but my books are genealogy. And so I got rid of all of my copies of them, and now I'm going to have nice professional, nicely done, nicely covers. Mine was spiral bound. That looked horrible. But I got rid of some of my mass markets to make room for my books, and now my books are gone. I want my mass markets back, and trying to get all these books back is going to be horrendous and very, very expensive because I bought them like 20 years ago, and they're still out there. It's just going to take a very long time to get them all back, and by that point, I may not be interested in them anymore. But it's just breaking my heart that I did it. There's a couple of these that I know I own and I can't find for it. Where is that page? I just had it. Oh, there it is. Is that the one featured? Yeah. The Naked Viscount, Sally Mackenzie, 4 stars. Another naughty naked hero to brighten Mackenzie's irresistible romance. There's plenty of sizzle, delicious repartee filled with double entendres, incitement and mystery to satisfy anyone who needs a bit of love, laughter to brighten their day. Lady Jane Park Roth is in London for her 8th season when she finds a very handsome intruder in her renter townhouse and wrestles him to the floor. Viscount Edmund Smith is searching for an incriminating paper when he encounters Jane. In their struggle, a statue of very well-endowed Pan is shattered and rather unusually sensual character is unearthed. This is not what he was expecting, but neither is Jane. She insists on helping him find another Pan and the missing sections of the drawing, so they're off on a scandalous quest that is getting more dangerous by the minute. Check that out. Casey Michaels, How to Beguile a Beauty. 4 stars. Michaels has a reputation for crafting humorous, perfectly pitched Regency romance. This consummate storyteller knows the era, the nuances of language, and the more she crafts the historical backdrop so well that readers are swept into her stories to the savor the being there. Lady Lydia Daughtry is the twin, happily living in the shadow of her sister Nicole. But with Nicole gone, it is her time to shine. The only spot in her life is her beloved's death at Waterloo. Tanner, Duke of Malvern, promised his dying friend to take care of Lydia. He's prepared to fulfill his vow when he realizes he is attracted to her. He must find her someone to wed quickly before his desire causes him to betray his friend. He told his friend he'd take care of her so he can marry her. With the F. Anne Mallory, Desire Me. Oh, wait a minute. No, Anne Mallory, 7 Secrets of Seduction. 4 stars. With wary wit and clever plotting, Mallory delivers a book as seductive as its title. It teases and engages readers with an original plot and unconventional characters. I should. Just like all of London bookshop clerk Miranda Chase is secretly reading the hottest bestseller, The 7 Secrets of Seduction. But unlike most, she sees more than the erotic read. She sees the multi-layered concepts buried beneath the titillation and defends the book to the haughty Maximilian Viscount Downing. Max views her sensual and desire as necessary to conquest, and he wants to conquer Miranda. Her intellect and passion, innocence and boldness intrigue him enough to lure her to his home with the chance to organize his library. Miranda discovers there's more to him than even he realizes, and she writes all this in correspondence to several pen pals, including the book's author and a cynic critic. There is no secret that Miranda desires Max and he craves her touch, but he is to marry and his society demands, and he wants Miranda for his mistress. Oh, good God. There has to be. If not, I'll do it without a picture. This is one of the books that I went looking for, and I was like, I knew I have this, and I went through, and I looked, and I looked, and I looked. Oh, there's another one of the Anne Mallory's. There's some bigger pictures of those books. So I gotta do that one. I could have sworn there was a bigger picture. I love this magazine. You can find so much. I know I'm spending too much time on historicals. I should really stop. It's the one in the back. Okay, those are adults. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. One more page. Nope. Did I do? All right. Deborah Mullins. Seducing a Proper Lady. Oh, Tempting a Proper Lady, excuse me. 4 stars. Humorous, spirited, and charming, Mullins' novel takes a bit of the wedding planner and combines it with the American heiress for a pleasurable quick read. Celia Burke will let nothing and no one prevent her from proving she is the perfect assistant to wealthy American Dolly Bailey. So when a stranger barges into Dolly's daughter's party celebrating her engagement to the Duke of Rothenhope, Celia is determined to throw him out. After being marooned on an island, Samuel Breedlove finds his beloved Annabel ready to marry the very man who left him to die. He can't let a termagant like Celia stop him, but both of them resolute to win the war. Celia and Samuel face off as they maneuver around each other. Okay, chase me around the table. I'm gonna do this without a picture because it's driving me crazy, and I know I have it. All right, Taste of Temptation, Cheryl Holt, and I have tons of these. It's driving me crazy. The spinster's curse strikes again as Holt delivers a sizzler where an innocent governess and an Alpha Sea captain share an unexpected passion. I have so many of hers and not this one. Her father's death in a duel left Helen Hamilton in dire straits with no funds to care for her 2 younger sisters. She seeks employment as governess to Captain Tristan Odell's siblings. However, the straight-laced captain, the illegitimate son of a notorious scoundrel, refuses to hire her and Helen has no choice but to sell herself as a mistress to a wealthy patron. Oh, good God. Alright, I'm just going to cross these last one off my list. Okay. Let's move on. Wow. We like some adult. Well, let's check these out first. Contemporary sizzle. Wedding favors. The Greek tycoon's Achilles heel. Alibis and lies. Hungry spirits. The Highlander sword. Night of passion. The Wild Rose Press. Mainstream fiction. Let me see if I can do this. Oh, I thought it. Unnappily in Love, Trisha R. Thomas. Ah, this is not going to work. There we go. Unnappily in Love. 4 stars. This riveting story about Venus and Jake, her movie star husband, is a hairy ride to see if love and trust can survive one scandal and surprise after another. Thomas does it again with a fantastic read. Venus Parson is thrilled that JP finally has a hot acting career, but Serena Lassiter, his co-star, desperately wants him, and Venus isn't happy when her promotion schedule takes them to exotic locales while she stays at home. Strangely, it's the ill advice of the woman who once tried to take her daughter from her, Tavel's the queen of late-night evangelical TV, that gets Venus's attention when she decides to fight for the man. Wow. Interesting. Let's try one more. Let's see if I can do this. This thing has lost so much power by sitting here. I'm just trying something new today. See if this works. Come on. There you go. Gone Too Far, Angela Winters. 4 stars. The Chase family has finally grown up. They're not as dysfunctional as in the past. Carter, Michael, and Lee seem to be living in harmony, leaving Haley to find peace in this entertaining tale. Carter and Michael are taking charge of their lives, trying to renew old relationships. Carter wants Avery back, and Michael wants to reunite with Kimberly. Coming from a family of Democrats, Lee falls a Republican senator and struggles with her trust issues. Haley is in a marriage of convenience. Her new husband needs to be in a committed relationship to attain his inheritance. At last, Stephen, Janet, and Chase decide to let the children fend for themselves. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I don't have any. I don't have any sci-fi today. I don't have a picture either. I could. Does she do? Oh, there's one. 2 stars. Good grief. I usually don't do 2 stars, but it's here. It's in my face. Why not? Carrie writes books about pretty people who go to mysterious places and do amazing things. She was able to sustain this sense of wonder through book 2 trilogies, but the bloom is off the rose in this 8th book. Morin leaves the safety of the Chi Empire in search of Boo, the pleasant boy who holds half of the soul spark granted to her by the goddess of Manum Dan. As she travels through Tar territory, Morin is taken captive by the Valerians and placed under the authority of the religious leader. Okay. You turning your back to me, Miss Sandy. Inspirational. Oh, they do teen also. We may do several videos on just the teen books one day. Inspirational. The Homecoming. 4.5 stars. While this sequel to The Unfinished Gift could easily be a standalone novel, the emotional, compelling storyline and well-crafted characters will appeal to all. Walsh demonstrates that, like Nicholas Sparks, men are capable of writing romantic fiction. Returning from the war, Europe's Sean Collins only wants to stay home with his son Patrick and his father, with whom he has recently reconciled. However, the military has other plans for Sean, to be part of a tour promoting the soul of war bonds. Still reeling from his wife's death, Sean is reluctant to open his heart, but when he hires KATHRYN Townsend to care for Patrick, his life is about to change. Karen White. A Tailor-Made Bride. 3 stars. Whitmeyer's debut provides colorful descriptions from the streets of small town to each character she introduces. The novel's theme of forgiveness and true love is woven throughout the story. Seamstress Hannah Richard opens a dress shop in Coventry, Texas. Jericho Tucker has no interest in the town's new dressmaker. Any woman who makes her living exploiting the vanity of customers is not for him. His opinion changes, however, when he sees how she ministers to her customers. Interesting. DIANE, yes. I just saw it. Made to match. Alright, I've lost my rockers. Four stars. Made to match. Gist has written another great story full of laughter, romance, and a mystery to solve. The characters' doubts and insecurities are in full view, but by the end of the book, readers will see them turning into positive attributes. Tilly Reese has been assigned by the Vanderbilts to make the new footman, Mac Danvers, into a more dignified member of the staff. She is also in the running to become the wife's maid. Both tasks are harder than she thought they'd be. There's also cover-up at the local orphanage. They know they could lose their jobs and their hearts. All right. Mystery. Ah. Pray for Silence. Linda Castillo, 4.5 stars. The second book in Castillo's series is written in the first person and is well crafted, interesting, and unique as the first. The combination of Amish life and the brutal work of police chief create a plenty tension and excitement. Painters Mill is a small, quiet Amish town suspended between tradition and the present. Police Chief Kate Buckholder finds herself facing the worst of human behavior when she is called to the scene of the murder of an entire Amish family. The daughter became involved with a non-Amish man, and her diary reads a lucid double life. Did the man kill them, or could it have been her brother, himself estranged from Amish life and his family? Pamela Callow, Damaged. Extremely well plotted, Callow's debut novel is a hybrid of police procedural and medical thriller. Heroine Kate Langer is a standout character, and readers will certainly look forward to reading her further adventures. Hired by a top firm in Halifax, attorney Kate Lang sees a bright future ahead if she can convince her employer she's capable of handling more than the family law cases. Her latest assignment seems straightforward, a custody case involving a missing teenage girl, Lisa McAdams. If it's anything but, Lisa is the daughter of a prominent judge and she's been murdered, likely by a serial killer. Kate's involvement in the case brings her ex-homicide detective Ethan Drake back into her life, which complicates her professional life too. Even given Ethan's history with her boss, Randall Barrett, but it's Kate's suspicion regarding another case that puts her life in danger. Yes, ma'am. KATHRYN Coulter. Whiplash. 4 stars. 2 new cases require the talents of FBI's cleverest husband and wife duo. The profile and stakes are high in this case, but that won't faze Sherlock and Savick. Coulter continues to incorporate fresh characters and timely topics into her novels, and we will do. This is one of the we did J.D. Robb last year. We did Janet Ivanovich last year. I'm in the middle of doing Alex Cross this year. When we get finished with that, we'll do the Sherlock and Savick series in honor of the last one. She says Flashpoint's going to be the last one. So P.I. Erin Pulaski gets in over her head when she looks into the protection problems plaguing a cancer treatment center drug. While Erin goes in, does some B&E to gain information, a German troubleshooter for the drug company in question is murdered. Sherlock and Savick are sent to assist FBI agent Bowie Richards as the murder starts to point to serious problems associated with the drug company. Savick also gets tapped when the poisoning of a lobbyist might have been an assassination attempt on a senator. Interesting. I love these books. I love them. Alex, I can't even pronounce this. But I like the title because it reminds me of my favorite TV show. Book of Shadows. 4.5 stars. Compelling, frightening, exceptionally well written, Book of Shadows is destined to become another hit for acclaimed horror and suspense writer Sokov. The incredible tense plot and mysterious characters will keep readers up late at night, jumping at every sound and turning the pages until they've devoured the book. Homicide detective Adam Garrett is on his way to the top. Right beside him is the sexy and success-hungry Assistant DA Carolyn Davenport. When a decapitated body is found at the local dump, all signs point to a troubled musician, bothered by the satanic elements and whispers of witchcraft. Garrett is anxious to put the case behind him, but something is still bothering him. When a mysterious witch, Tanith Calbeth, shows up and confirms his suspicion the killer is still on the loose, Garrett must decide how much he's willing to risk. So we'll see about that. Ellery Adams, A Killer Plot. 3 stars. The characters in Adam's story are entertaining and original, especially the heroine, wealthy and aloof Olivia Limages. The seaside setting is fun, and the interactions between the year-round locals and the summer residents are insightful. However, the opening chapters are too cluttered with details about Olivia's background and members of the writers' group. When Olivia Limages joins the local writing group in her seaside town at Oyster Bay, North Carolina, she finds herself in the thick of a real-life murder mystery. Each of the victims, the first victim of whom the leader of the writers' group, are found with Hawkeye left at the scene. Olivia is determined to use her literary interests and connections to help local authorities find the killer and restore peace to the seaside town. And our final, Sharon SALA. Up. Alright, this is under romantic suspense. Sharon SALA. Blown Away, 3 stars. A dramatic premise and a number of highly emotional scenes are the strongest aspects of this book. However, the villain is such a bumbling fool that it's hard to take him seriously, and the story suffers because of this. Walking in the Louisiana woods, mystery novelist Carrie North witnesses her ex-fiancé Lance Morgan digging a grave. Alerted to her presence, Lance gives chase as a tornado strikes. Carrie arrives home to find her family hasn't survived the storm, including her look-alike cousin Susan, who is visiting. Injured herself and now aware that Lance is capable of anything, Carrie switches identities with Susan and leaves town. Hospitalized, she ponders her next move when Susan's boss, businessman Michael Burduck, shows up. Michael sees instantly she isn't Susan and demands an explanation on the spot. Let's see how that goes. Alright. Karen Rose. I had this book in my hand and it got lost. I put it down and didn't realize till I got home that I still didn't have it. Silent Scream. Four and a half stars. Minneapolis and its brave team of police and firefighters are again thrust into murder most malevolent. Taking center time this time around are Detective Olivia Sutherland and firefighter David Hunter. To say that this story is like Rubik's Cube of betrayal and murder is a true understatement. This diabolical, clever thriller is proof positive that Rose is a genuine suspense maestro. The suspicious fire that results in the death of a teenage girl brings homicide detective Olivia Sutherland and firefighter David Hunter together once again. After an impulsive tryst years ago, 4 college friends the fire was supposed to make a political statement turns into a murder, betrayal, and blackmail on an unimaginable scale. The quartet was videotaped at the crime scene, and a ruthless killer blackmail is about to make his escalating demands known. Death Echo. We talked about this earlier. Elizabeth Lowe, 4.5 stars. When it comes to edgy, cynical thrillers with plenty of passionate punch, no one does it better than Lowe. The New York Times bestseller does a stellar job of taking topical events and looming threats and then melding them into high-octane thrillers, featuring her St. Kilda operatives. Former CIA Emma Cross hoped if she had some of danger left when she took a job with St. Kilda Consulting. Unfortunately, it turns out her new case is about to take an apocalyptic repercussions. St. Kilda is approached by the government when it fears leaks and interdepartmental rivalries. Emma has 7 days to get access to a New York called the Blackbird, a boat whose twin, the Black Swan, has disappeared. Former Specialist Op David Duran has returned to his roots as a transport skipper. Mac's instincts tell him something is up when he takes possession of the Blackbird. Emma's best chance at finding the dangerous teeth behind the plans of the yacht lie with Mac. See what happens. Cindy Gerard, Risk No Secrets. Lost Loves, 4.5 stars. Lost Loves and Kidnapping are backdrops for the latest Black Ops. Although each book focuses on a different hero and heroine, the fact that major players return as continuing characters gives storylines added richness. Gerard has hit her stride with this powerful, intense series, and readers are lucky beneficiaries. 12 years ago, Wyatt Savage lost Sophie, the woman he loved, to his best friend Hugh. Although Hugh and Wyatt were both in special ops, they drifted apart. Hugh went on to start his own company, and Wyatt joined Black Ops. When a devastated Sophie calls him for help, Wyatt drops everything to fly to El Salvador, where she runs a local school. Sophie is horrified and guilt-ridden. A kidnapping was made on her daughter, Hope, but another girl, Lola, was snatched instead. Sophie and Hugh divorced years ago, so it's up to Watt. It's Watt that she turns for help. Shannon McKinnon is that? Fade to Midnight. Edge of Midnight, sorry. My bad. Oh, wait a minute. It does say fade to midnight. 4.5 stars. This pulse-pounding suspense tale of the lost McLeod brother features a touching relationship with searing sex and raw emotions. These two misfit characters living on the fringes of society are creative and special, and thrust into an all-out fight against an evil plan so horrific and improbable that normal people can't conceive it's real. Disinherited by her wealthy family, Edie Parrish ekes out a living drawing graphic novels about a scarred and tormented hero who appears in her visions. Kev Lawson was found in an alley, barely alive after prolonged beating and torture. Not knowing who he was and unable to speak, now 18 years later, some memories are beginning to surface after brain surgery. As Kev discovers Edie is somehow tapping into his life, Edie finds her hero is real. The evil they escaped years ago reaches out to ensnare them once again. Did this one, I did this one, did this one. Alright, so Joyce Lamb. You know what? True Vision, Paranormal. Lamb knocks it out of the Chicago ballpark with this fast-paced romantic mystery, combining paranormal elements, a carefully crafted mystery, and a powerful romance. When she sees a woman run down and killed in front of her, Charlie Trudeau's entire world changes. Someone is trying to kill her. She's developing powerful empathic abilities that might destroy her if she can't get a handle on them. and a determined Chicago police detective is dogging her for answers about her friend's death and answers she doesn't want to give. Chell believes Noah Lassiter is the only one who can help her, and he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. He has pretty eyes, too. Alright, let's see if I can pull this up. Try one more. See if I can do this. Did I spell? Yeah, spelled it right. Oh, I hate it when you go. See if I can do this. Islands of Deceit. Candace Porsche. 4 stars. Portia's third quest for the Golden Novel does not disappoint. The characters have distinctive voices that demand to be heard, and happily they have something to say. Barbara Turner returns to her family's home in a quest to flesh out her grandmother's killer. She believes the killer scammed her grandmother and took a large chunk of her life savings. Harper Porterfield, Paradise Island sheriff, suspects Barbara is hiding something, but he wants to get to know her better, so they team up to get a killer. Okay, let's move on to contemporary romance and our Linda LAEL Miller, and we have our little thing in the beginning about the McKettricks of Texas. We talked about this earlier a little bit. The cowboy is the quintessential American, a man who relies not on who his parents had been or what station he was born into, but rather on his own character, worth ethic, and the strength of his word. Best-selling author Linda LAEL Miller. People, not just women, are hungry to know such men. Loving them well, that comes easily. You could just say cowboys are men that women love, and men want to be the natural alpha heroes. In the author's latest McKettrick trilogy, 3 different brothers are spotlighted. Despite their professional vocation, there's no denying that they're true cowboys at heart. In McKettricks of Texas, which Harlequin released in February, Tate McKettrick is divorced and doing his best to juggle fatherhood with running the Silver Spur Ranch. After he's reunited with his long left, he's determined to make it work. Tate's brother Garrett, the star of this month's McKettrick of Texas, Garrett, was seemingly cut from a different cloth. Garrett has been away from the family ranch playing politics in Austin. At first blush, the ranch would appear not to have the claim on him that it does his older brother. Garrett seemed just as content to have his Porsche under him as a horse. And while Tate eschewed the family mansion to try to build a closer family in a smaller abode, Garrett is about living large. His idea of a good first date is to whisk a girl off to Paris. So, let's check this out. Let's go back to contemporary romance and so I should have pulled them all up, but I didn't. So we have, which one is this one? This is Garrett. So Austin, World champion rodeo star Austin McKettrick finally got bested by an angry Bill. His career is over, his love is a mess, and he returns home. So check that one. McKettrick of Texas tape. There were barely enough hours for divorced dad Tate McKettrick to run the Silver Spur Ranch due to the suit and tie thing for his business and run herd on his beloved 6-year-old twin daughter. And this month, Garrett. 4 stars. There's something about those McKettricks and the folks of Blue River, Texas that make you want to jump right into the pages and stay for a while. Miller is the queen when it comes to creating sympathetic, endearing, and lifelike characters. She paints each scene so perfectly, readers hover on the edge of delicious voyeurism. And there are several of these. She went and did a McKettrick series. There's a whole bunch of McKettrick books. There's a whole bunch of Stone Creek books, too, that have a similar theme. Garrett McKettrick, political idol and employer, has let him down. Actually, the man has outright lost his mind, and Garrett heads back home to the ranch to assess his future. But calm isn't what he finds back home. Chaos reigns at the ranch. His brother is planning a wedding. Their cattle are being stolen and left for dead, and Julie Remington and her son are staying at the house. He can take all of it astride except for Julie. Their immediate physical attraction is fun, but quickly turns to something more. And Julie is hiding something, and we gotta check it out. Oh, so that's the end of contemporary romance. And now we move on to paranormal. Unless I missed something. I missed something. I missed a book. Which section was this in? Oh, sci-fi. Go back up for a second. We'll just go over to sci-fi. That passage. Jesus Lord. Over 1,000 pages. Look at this Zugger. Large print. Justin Cronin. If you like Stephen King's The Stand, you'll love the passage. Cronin is a master of characterization. Even minor players in this epic drama are memorable. His take on vampires is reflection. No sexy heartthrobs here. In this world, the vampires are the bad guys, although slightly too futuristic, Findeed escape for the reviewer's personal taste. The passage is a great read. In an attempt to explain the vampire legend that is part of nearly every culture in the world, Dr. Lear, still grieving his undead wife, inadvertently unleashes a vampire virus that could destroy humankind as we know it. When the military discovers Dr. Lear's research, they try to turn the virus into a weapon. Unfortunately, the weapon, soldiers who have been deliberately infected, lives by sucking blood. One small orphan girl has the power to stop the menace and save the world. Oh, God, that was heavy. All right, back to paranormal. Gina Showalter, The Darkest Passion, 4.5 stars. Showalter's newest Lords of the Underworld hero has been an unwilling resident crazy town due to his demon. So his steps towards romantic love are tentative. This tale also has an unusual love triangle that could set the stage for future disaster. Showalter gives her fans another treat, short to satisfy. The sacrifice from his warrior friend Paris has saved Aaron from the insane rages brought on by his demon wrath. But Aaron has a new problem. He is being stalked by an angel with orders to kill him. Angel Olivia has been given orders to kill Aaron. After watching him, she cannot, so she chooses to fall. Wounded and stripped of her wings, Olivia seeks help from Aaron, but Aaron and his demon find Olivia irresistible. But there are several problems. One is the angel Lassiter, who is determined to rescue his protege, and the other is Legion, Aaron's little demon friend. Because Aaron has always felt paternal towards Legion, she's got ideas about him that are more romantic in nature. And explain to me why an angel has to kill. I thought angel were the good guys. Just saying. Um, Deidre Knight, Red Demon. Having slapped down by immortal Spartan warriors, the god of wars Ares is out for payback. Though against his nature, the god of love Eros is also drawn into the conflict. All the previous players are here as Knight does her usual terrific job building a tale of lost love, loyalty, and danger at this latest Gods of Midnight novel. Astros Picos lost the woman he loved a century ago. Ares has always believed that Juliana Tires was disgusted by his winged form and died trying to avoid him. So he's less than thrilled when Sophie Laurie insists that Juliana's spirit still resides at her house and that she's trying to contact Ares. Lonely and confused, Juliana doesn't really comprehend that she's dead. All she knows is that she wants to be reunited with Ares. So when a beautiful angelic woman offers her a bargain, Juliana jumps at her. When Juliana returns to her physical form, Ares is both hopeful and distrustful. Can these two star-crossed lovers make it? Linville, Dreamville, 4 stars. Veil's innovative spin-off series continues as she once more explores the hazardous world of the genetically altered kindred. The story is rife with stunning secrets, treachery, and betrayal, guaranteed to keep readers guessing. With multiple storylines and secretive characters, the revelations come at a brisk pace. Romance fans take a note. This new kindred novel takes a truly unusual turn. Oh my goodness. Rowan Dixter escaped from her abusive home life years ago, but its effects still haunt it. Rowan wants to start a new life away from her fellow kindred, keeping her unique Dreamville abilities to herself. After a motorcycle accident, Rowan is assisted by the world-class chef Jean-Marc Desant, taking on a job at a restaurant. Rowan grows closer to Jean-Marc, yet is another man who may foreshadow danger. Sean Murden is a PI with a wealthy and ruthless client who is determined to find a missing woman. Interesting. Ileana Andrews, Magic Bleeds. Having an already exceptional series exceed your expectations is rare and wonderful thing, but Andrews unquestionably pulls it off with this astonishing read. Her latest Kate Daniels novel is for fans invested in the series. The emotional payoff is huge and opens up exciting new plot possibilities. When the Beast Lord Curran fails to show up for his bet-winning home-cooked meal, Kate Daniels is at home, turns devastated and furious. If he wants to play it that way, so be it. The war of non-communications runs into a snag when a Steel Mary or plague carrier targets Atlanta, and some shapeshifters, as Kate, who's still working for the Order of Mercy aides, starts tracking the deadly Steel Mary. She begins to feel that she may have a terrible connection to the horrific killer. Forced by circumstances to deal with each other, the complex relationships Tango, Kate, and Curran are engaged in is about to hit a crescendo. Carrie Authors, Moon Swoon, 4.5 stars. The final chapter in the high-stakes adventure that has been half werewolf, half vampire Riley Jensen's life comes to an explosive conclusion. This series has been a journey for Riley as she's gained both self-knowledge and new skills. Relationships and their ramifications have always been key to Riley's story as she learns to deal with her dual nature. Still reeling from the death of her guardian partner Cade and having been forced to kill her wolf soulmate Kai, Riley is at a crossroads. Sick at heart, Riley is no longer sure she can fulfill her guardian duties for the director. Standing in support are Riley's vampire lover Quinn and her brother Roan. A strange series of ritual murders gets Riley back on the job, but an old enemy is ready to strike. This diabolical enemy plans to strip Riley of everything she holds dear. No Werewolves Allowed, 4 stars. Nyx is back and ready to kick more butt in the second installment of the Night Tracker series. This time, Nyx first-person adventures focus on her night tracker duties, rather than her PI business. McCrae introduces some interesting secondary characters that add depth to the developing world. As always, there is a seductive central mix with the hair-raising adventures. Half drow, half human Nyx and her human partner Olivia are given a dangerous and puzzling case according to the local alpha werewolf. Several of his people have been kidnapped and murdered. The problem is there are no scent clues left behind. Who or what is doing this? When several young children pups are taken, the urgency rises. Nyx, Olivia, and several other night trackers head to the woods to try and uncover the clues. It doesn't take long for Nyx to discover the malevolent force behind these kidnappings has a horrific agenda. Gonna take everybody to solve. Caitlin Kittredge's Demon's Mark. Always a complicated and angry character, Lieutenant Loon Wilder is about to face her biggest challenge to date in Kittredge's new Nocturne City tale. Kittredge's specialty is exploring the dark underbelly of society, giving her novels a sharp edge. Murder is still all too common in Nocturne City, but one bright spot for Supernatural Crime Squad leader Luna is her relationship with ATF Will Fagan. But the brutal murder of a teenage were sets Luna on a path of danger that will test her unmercifully. As the case they discover a link to Russian mob. Luna's lack of control and her confrontational attitude is about to place her in a fight for survival. Okay. Here for 1 second. Where was it? A cast-off coven. If you like your mysteries with a side of spellcasting and demonish vanquishing, you'll enjoy the second title in Blackwell's Witchcraft series. Set into a vintage clothing store and starring a sensible and entertaining witch, this series will please paranormal fans. Witch Lily Ivy runs a vintage clothing shop in San Francisco and has the ability to sense the other world. When she is asked to check on Art School for the presence of an angry ghost, she stumbles upon the scene of a murder involving a wealthy patron of the school. Using her sleuthing skills, Lily uncovers clues to an old crime and its connection to the school's storage closet where a vengeful demon awaits. Interesting. All right, now, just a second. All right, let's finish up with some Harlequin. And our first, all right, Brenda Jackson, Hidden Pleasures. And I'm going to do a if then. I just had it. What did I do with it? 4.5 stars. Brittany Thrasher grew up in the foster care system and is stunned to receive a letter from her birth mother. But her mother dies before they can meet, and the devastated Brittany takes time away from work and heads to Phoenix. Once again, she comes face to face with Galen Steele. Galen can't forget the woman whose taxi he commandeered while in New York. When he runs into her in the hometown, he impulsively buys the home that she will lose at auction. After overhearing how important the house is to her, he uses it to barter for what he wants her. Jackson does a masterful job of drawing readers into the characters' lives and minds as she unfolds the story of their meeting, romance, and happily ever after. Recipe for Temptation. Down here. We're going to do all 4 of these. Down here. This one. Maureen Smith, a highly entertaining story with elements of comedy, cooking, intense sexual chemistry, and hot romance that combined to keep readers entranced from beginning to end. Michael Wolff is a celebrated chef, restaurateur, and a cooking show host, and he's determined to remain a lifelong bachelor. Reese St. James is spending time in Atlanta after losing a patient. She has a crush on Michael and never dreams that she will not only meet him but be totally enthralled with him. A misunderstanding does nothing to cool their attraction. First class seduction. This one up here. Anita Bunkley. 4 stars. Heart-stopping, handsome hero, a strong-willed heroine, just the right touch of action and hot love scenes ensure that you'll finish this book in one sitting. When flight attendant Lori Miles kisses a mysterious stranger on the dance floor in Acapulco, she is stunned by the attraction and longs to see him again. She gets her wish when he is seated on her flight back to Houston. Security expert Raymond Vidal knows their reunion is fate. Lori is hesitant about getting to know Ramon after her last relationship ended badly. When her home is vandalized, she contacts him. Sparks fly and the couple is on their way to love when this Mexican judge brother family is threatened and Ramon acts to protect him. Promises to keep. Down here. And I lost my page. 3 stars. The well-described exotic locales and the redemption of a torn relationship are the strengths of the story. The characters, however, do not act as the lifestyles and professions suggest that they should. Courtney Campbell owns an event planning business. When movie maker Darius Fairfax seeks her help in planning a surprise engagement reception, he doesn't reveal his true relationship to the bride. Instead of asking who the two would-be couple is, Courtney comes to an incorrect conclusion, causing herself heartache and grief when she falls for Darius. Okay. The Gwen Foster book is not done here. Right, let's see. I did one on Harlequins. I did a Harlequin, a couple on If Then on Harlequins. You should check that out. I did not know. Do you know there's a Harlequin for cowboys? There's a Harlequin for doctors. There's a Harlequin for lawyers. There's a Harlequin for millionaires. There's a Harlequin for every different police officers. There's Harlequins for people that are pregnant. It's just amazing how many different Harlequins there are. Harlequin Blaze. No. Okay. Let's try one more. Harlequin Blaze. Wanted. Alright, let's see. I had some of her books. I don't know where they went. I lost it again. I was just there. After she's dumped by her boyfriend, photographer Dominique, Jeffries goes to Wyoming to relax and recuperate. While taking nature photos, she runs across shirtless veterinarian rancher Nick Chance digging potholes. A steamy encounter leads to what's supposed to be no strings affair. Okay. So I think that's it. We'll do. I'm shameful to admit, I had these books. And I do not have them anymore. I had them all, by the way, the entire series, which is another thing that kind of makes me blush. But I had all of those. And I got rid of them. So it's, let's see, Elizabeth Amber, 4 stars. Dane will enrapture the uninhibited into a realm of contradictions and conspiracies where human gods and other mystical beings exist. Amber is truly a maestro of molding historical romance to supernatural and cascading sexual appetites. Her hero is haunted by personal demons, further compounded when the aura of the matchmaker heroine triggers unrelenting sexual arousal. In the late 1800s, Dane Sater is the tracker of those who defect from Elseworld. I remember reading these. Which kills or renders Fae Elseworld females infertile. Moves the council to command Dane's marriage to a human. Interesting. Should have been a cowboy, Lorelei James. 4.5 stars. I had that one too. James is at the top of her game with 7th entry into the super sexy Rough Rider series. Once again, the McKay family plays an integral part in the story, addressing some topical issues. And there is an homage à toi in here too. Cam is a rare McKay, one who's not involved with ranching. He's a deputy sheriff who's had his eye on Dominique Cashy for a while, but he's closed himself off for the world after the war took part of his leg and his humanity. When she approaches him, he runs away. Dominique decides to make one final effort to capture his attention, and Cam realizes this might be his last chance. Interesting. I don't remember. The Master and the Muses. 4.5 stars. At the center of this unique story is the irresistible hero Thomas Roden. A complicated and charismatic, he's matched by his muses in complexity, making The Master and the Muse a very special reading. Painter and freethinker Thomas Roden refuses to be constrained by the morals and mores of his time, finding inspiration for work in a trio of beautiful women, his muses. Milner apprentices Helen Bridgeton is condemned to a conventional life by traditional parents until she falls for Roden and weds him. Helen needs more than Thomas can offer, but still loves him. Often Sarah Cartwright, housed by relatives who believes working as a housekeeper is bettering herself, meets Roden at the theater and moves in with him, becoming his model and mistress. Though Sarah marries another, part of her heart remains his, and Grace Farmer, a former prostitute, is made famous by posing for Roden. Loving him almost destroys her, but love him she does. So he's with 3 women. What's your interest? These last couple. And that's it. We have come to the end of Romantic Times book review for June 2010. I hope you've stuck with me. I hope you will maybe take some of these books and decide to read them yourself. I hope you will check out If Then on Friday and Star Trek recaps on Friday and my daily book reviews. We are doing James Patterson's Alex Cross series right now, Victoria Thompson series, and whatever else pops up. There's a third one. Oh, J.R. Ward. We're doing the vampires, the Black Dagger Brotherhood. So I hope one of those 3 strikes your fancy, or maybe all 3 will strike your fancy and you'll tune into my daily book reviews. Thank you. Have a good one.